Hello, guitar repairers and modders. We're back again with this Epiphone Les Paul that I showed you in previous videos that needed the volume pot replaced. It was this pot right here, and as I showed in the previous video, the bottom of the pot had gotten knocked off because the knob was so tight on the shaft that as the owner was trying to put the knob on, he basically busted off the back of the pot. Well, initially it looked like it was going to be a pretty quick and easy little thing, but it turned into a snipe hunt, because I understand why he busted off the back of that pot. These knobs that we have here, I believe, are from a Chinese manufacturer, along with hopefully these other pots. But this one right here, it was just so tight that, like I said, when he was putting on the knob, it busted off the back of the pot. So I wanted to make sure that didn't happen to me, so I wanted to find the right pot to fit this knob. And I went through all my stash and all the different things, USA sized or USA style and Asian style. And it turns out that there's actually a little bit of difference between some of the Asian manufacturers too. And so I had some pots I had ordered, some wiring harnesses I had ordered to install in a guitar or two that were, I think I bought them directly from China over eBay. And those were the only pots that wanted to fit these knobs correctly. They would actually, press on nice and tight, but tight enough that they would stay on, but you could still pull them off. Anything else I tried that I could find locally, the shaft, it looked like you were just going to have to basically beat the knob onto the shaft to make it fit. Well, I found these all parts here yesterday, this all parts pot. And I assume it's made in China. Let's check it out. It doesn't say. But anyway, these were still quite a tight fit. I really wasn't happy about it, but I realized this is probably as good as it's going to get without me having to order some of that stuff from China again. So I brought this home and tried it out, and I ended up having to put a rag over the knob and then hold it from the back side, hold the back of the pot from the back side so it couldn't push through, and then beat the knob on with a hammer, lightly tapping it. I pity the fool who has to take off this knob. Yeah, sorry, that's my best Mr. T impression. But yeah, it's going to be difficult to take off this knob, but it went off really nice and straight, or it went on really nice and straight, and it's working beautifully now. But I guess we'll have to worry about it the next time that knob has to come off. Hang on, I had one other thing. This guy that owns this guitar, a friend of mine, he has these, what look like some Asian imitation Shaler strap lock buttons. Now this style of button, folks, they're really, really small. And just like the regular Shaler or Fender style strap lock buttons, they're really, really small. And if you try to use them without using the strap locks, your strap will pull right off because there's nothing really holding it on there. It depends upon that locking mechanism. So what this guy did looks like a really good idea. He just unscrewed the strap buttons and then put the strap on and screwed it through the whole thing through the strap so it would hold it on. Seems like a good idea, except that if you're wiggling this around, I've got this tightened down quite a bit, and if you wiggle this around, it starts to slowly loosen, or it can start to slowly loosen this screw. It's not doing it now. It was when I was testing it earlier, but I tightened it some more. Be very, very careful about doing stuff like this, because if you're playing the guitar and it's strapped and this is wiggling around a little bit and it slowly unscrews that button, the whole thing can fall off, break off the headstock. Don't ask me how I know. Alright, thanks guys. Catch you on the next one.